All right, today we're going to decode the job ad. You know what I'm talking about, that confusing, jargon-filled wall of text. We're going to turn that whole process into a clear strategy so you can figure out with total confidence if a job is really the perfect fit for you. I mean, you know the feeling, right? You're just staring at a screen packed with corporate buzzwords and this endless list of requirements, and you're left thinking, what do they actually want? And more importantly, is this even for me? Well, you are definitely not alone, and we're going to solve that frustration right now. So here's our 5-step game plan. First up, we'll tackle the job ad puzzle to really get what the employer's goal is. Then we'll break down the anatomy of a job ad. After that, we're going to learn the super important skill of reading between the lines. Next, we'll do the mirror test to see how you stack up. And finally, we'll make that confident go, no-go decision. Okay, let's dive right into part 1, the job ad puzzle. See, before you can decode anything, you've got to shift your perspective a little. You need to understand why the ad exists from the employer's side of things. It's not just some random list of tasks, it's a strategic tool and it has a very specific goal. So what is a job ad at its core? It's a promotion. It's an advertisement. Its main goal isn't just to inform you, it's to attract the right kind of people and get them to apply. So think of it this way. It's a marketing brochure for a job, and you're the target audience. And because it's basically a marketing tool, it's doing way more than just describing duties. The language they pick, the perks they choose to highlight, the whole vibe of the ad, it's all projecting the company's brand, their culture. It's their first impression on you. And believe me, you can learn a ton from it. All right, on to section 2. Now, once you realize that every job ad is basically a sales pitch, you start to see that they all follow a pretty predictable blueprint. No matter how complicated or unique they try to sound, almost all of them follow a standard structure. And once you know what that is, they get a whole lot less intimidating. And here is that blueprint. You're pretty much always going to find these 6 parts: the job title, the location, the day-to-day responsibilities, and of course, the key requirements. Then they'll tell you a bit about the company and the benefits, and finally, how to actually apply. Just recognizing this structure is a huge first step. And now for the main event, reading between the lines. This is where you switch from being just a passive reader to an active analyst. We're going to learn how to interpret the language companies use to figure out what they really, truly care about. And the techniques are actually pretty simple. First, know that the top of any list is prime real estate. That's where they put the most critical stuff. Second, you have to actively hunt for those power words, like essential, required, or must-have. And third, and this is a big one, watch for repetition. If a company says the same thing in a few different ways, they're screaming that it's a huge priority. And check this out. This is a perfect example of that last point. An ad might say they want someone who can work with minimal supervision, and then later on it mentions being able to develop a project independently. That's the same skill, autonomy. And the fact they're saying it twice, that tells you it isn't just a nice to have, it is a full-on must-have. Okay, so we've analyzed the ad. Now it's time to analyze ourselves. This section is what I like to call the mirror test. It's all about taking what you've decoded from the ad and holding it up against your own skills, your qualities, and what you really want to see if it's a true match. But first, we need to be crystal clear on 2 key terms: skills and qualities. Skills are the things you can do, like you're a pro at a certain software. Qualities, on the other hand, are part of who you are. They're your character traits, like being resilient or super creative. A really good self-assessment looks at both. So step 1 of the mirror test starts with you. Forget what they want for a second. What do you want? Just jot down a few things that make up your dream job. Is it flexible hours? Being part of a super collaborative team? Working in a certain industry? You got to be honest with yourself here. Step 2 is where you list your most compelling assets. This is all about your strengths, your best skills, your strongest qualities, your most relevant experiences. Then go back to that job ad and literally pull out the key words that perfectly describe you. This creates a direct bridge between what they need and what you offer. And here's a quick pro tip. Don't let the job ad be your only source of truth. You've got to do a little extra homework. Check out the company's website. Look up people who work there on professional networks, maybe even find other job ads from the same company. Every little bit of info is another clue that helps you build a much fuller picture. And that brings us to our final section, the go/no-go decision. We've done the analysis, we've done the self-reflection, and now it's time to put it all together and make a really clear, confident, and strategic choice. Let me give you a piece of advice that is so simple but so powerful. Don't apply if you're only half interested. Seriously, your time and your energy are way too valuable for that. Applying for jobs you're just kind of meh about only distracts you from the opportunities that could really change your life. So, here it is, your final decision framework. Step 1. Decode what are their absolute, non-negotiable must-haves. Step 2. Match those against your strongest assets. Step 3. Align. Does this role actually fit with your ideal job? If you can say yes to all three, then you don't just apply. You apply with total confidence, knowing it's a fantastic fit. So there you have it. You've got the blueprint, you've got the analytical tools, and you've got the framework to make a great decision. That job ad isn't a puzzle anymore. It's a map. And the only question left is, are you ready to go decode your next great opportunity?